Disclosure, this is a fun little exercise. It's a draw with me, but I'm gonna try and do some storytelling and some voices just for fun. Who is that there? A traveler? Just off the road. I hope you have a palate for the tale I have to tell. Sit, sit. I'll get you some water. With a squeeze of lemon? Ah, good. Got some fresh lemons from a delivery from the port. I mean to say. Anyway, here you go. I have a tale to tell. Now, I've had a couple head injuries, so I could tend to jump around a little bit. Sometimes I change my voice. Anyway, the bones of the story. Involved will be a ship, a fine captain to be, pirate hat, hook, treasure chest, a fierce shark, and there'll be more to this tale to come. How do you find your water? Good and room temperature, good. Perhaps you'd like to know a little bit about me, the storyteller. I've decided today I shall go by the name Macrame. Yes. I like to change it up now and again. Anyway, a tale. When you're telling a tale, there should be some similar elements, much like a color palette, to help it have cohesion. And we like to consider the mood of the story. Hash it out, flesh it out, so to speak, before the tale really begins to tell. This isn't a time without modern conveniences. A tale of an underdog finding a treasure and becoming more than they ever thought they could be. Some characters may not be told this time around. What is that? The lemons? You wonder what the name of the ship was that they came on? Are you seeking employment or transportation? Oh, you wish to know where they found the lemons from? They are quite good, aren't they? The name of the ship was Index Card. Yes, it's an interesting name indeed, yes. There was a fine, happy little pup that lived on an island. And as any seaside, sea-surrounding island knows, there is often sharks that migrate about the waters. The difference, though, in this shark, and it was a great white shark, is that it was friends with the happy little pup. They would run alongside the beach together, racing back and forth. And the shark and the pup knew each other from little on, so they had some time to grow as friends together. And the shark, his name is Lamp, loved to explore And on one of these days, the weather wasn't so good. The currents pulled it this way and that. And while typically the shark can handle, lamp, can handle these currents fine or knows where to shelter, on this day, Lamp had the idea to see where the currents would take him. In the water, sometimes a little treacherous, with where the water would push and flow and send Lamp. After a time, Lamp came to a cave. And in that cave was something so exciting that Lamp rushed back to tell their friend. This friend, who asked to be called the happy little pup, found themselves a little extra sleepy that day, so they were slow to wake up. But when they did, they greeted the day with a smile just as any other day, and ran down to the beach to greet their friend, Lamp. "Hello, Lamp," said the happy little pup. "Hello, friend," said Lamp. "How'd you fare in the storm last night?" "Oh, fine, fine. I did something different, though, today. I have something to show you." "Well, tell me all about it." "I let the currents from the storm take me on a journey. I felt the need for adventure, and I wish to show you what I found." "That sounds so fun and maybe a little scary, but you are very brave, Lamp. How far away is this?" "It's reasonably far. I don't think your little paws can take you there easily. But if you would like, I shall carry you on my back as we've done in the past." "Oh, that's wonderful. Wait, okay, so if we are going on an adventure, I think we need to make sure I eat so I have enough energy for this trip we go on. Have you eaten?" I haven't. I was so excited to tell you of my findings. I will go and enjoy some food and nourishment, and I will meet you back here shortly." "Perfect. I need to grab some things for this adventure." The happy little pup ran back up to where it slept and dug up a snack it had saved from the day before and enjoyed its breakfast. And it grabbed a leaf from a bush nearby. Knowing how hot the sun can be, the happy little pup wanted to have some shade if needed. And then the happy little pup made its way back down to the shore to wait for its friend, Lamp. In fun, while it waited, the happy little pup imagined making a map so it would make little tracks with its paws and then roll around at the spot where the end of their journey would take them. Finding a rock on the beach, it dug a hole in the sand, laid the rock in there, and covered it up as its treasure. For though the happy little pup didn't know what the journey was or what they were to find, the happy little pup had always dreamed of finding a treasure, and going on such an adventure. Hopeful that this would be that day. After a time, Lamp came back and assured that they were both ready. The happy little pup waded into the shallows and got onto Lamp's back. And Lamp made their way out in the water, nice and calm and easy. The sea was also nice and calm after the storm, making it easy travel. A happy little pup watched as other ocean and sea creatures went about their morning routines, chasing and playing and breaking their fast. The sun was out, the clouds were bright, with the sun reflecting off of them, fluffy and white against a clear, brilliant blue sky. They enjoyed their travels, each content with their own thoughts. Occasionally, Lamp would dip down a little bit further in the water as a way to play and jest with the happy little pup, their friend, and it helped to keep the pup cool. She held her leaf above her head when she needed a break from the sun. Along the way, a turtle crossed their path, and these were fine, fun friends to see. After this, they came to the cave. Lamp said, Look at what I found. And I wanted to give it to you. For I knew you really wanted something like this to be an adventure of yours. The happy little pup just stood there with a big smile on her face on her friend Lamp's back. Wow! I cannot believe this is real! For in front of the happy little pup and Lamp was a treasure chest. The happy little pup waded off of Lamp's back and made it onto the little bump of rock that the treasure chest sat on. She circled it, for in her adventures, her traps were always the treasure chests always had some sort of trap for her to figure out. So, keeping this in mind, she circles the treasure chest slowly, taking into account its appearance. It's a sea foam green, perhaps from the algae and lichen growing on it, or perhaps from maybe a really green wood that was used. Or it could also be a little bit from the paint that's chipping off. Seeing a little crab come out from underneath the treasure chest and the rock and poking out, the happy little pup pounces near it, sending it scuttling back in, and she giggles a little bit. Deciding that that was the trap laid for this treasure chest, that the crab was the guardian that she had to vanquish, and thus feeling that she had done so, she proceeded to open the chest. "What do you see?" said Lamp. "I haven't gotten it open, but I've overcome the trap that was laid, and a fine one it was, too. It took a very brave, happy little puppy to overcome it. You see, they had a crab as a guardian, but I scared it off with a mighty pounce." "Very good, very brave." "I'm going to try and open the chest now." The happy little pup works on the hinge that is keeping the chest closed. This is difficult for her little paws. She tries a couple ways, lifting the little latch, pulling the latch toward her. Unsuccessful, she circles the treasure chest, jumps on the lid, and grabs the little latch and pulls up, up and over, almost into a somersault as the lids start to creak open, and gaining enough purchase and counterbalance, it finishes opening, the happy little pup gracefully landing. She circles back around to behold the treasure, for surely there must be a great treasure, and indeed there is. Bones. Of all the treasure chests, the treasures that the happy little pup could fathom, bones were indeed the greatest that she wished for, and here they lay shining and white, perfect for her little teeth and for her paws to take and bury all over her little island. And then she would make maps to each of these little buried treasures. There were also coins. These had less interest and effect to her. But she knew that for others, these had more value. And so long as she could keep those bones, she would be content. Now the trouble of getting it back. What shall we do, Lamp? Do you think somehow we can get it out of here? I don't think so, said Lamp. Perhaps, though, we could bring others to it. A fine idea, Lamp. So they make their way back, and they find a good and honest trader, mercantile. He follows them out, having been around long and knowing of the happy little pup and Lamp and wanting the best for them. He takes his little boat out, and Lamp helps to drive it to the cave. The happy little pup also on Lamp's back with the leaf over its head, and thinking that it would be fine to somehow have a way to stay out of the sun, but also have her paw and teeth free, she contemplates maybe this treasure will help her find a hat of sorts. They make it to the cave, and the kind merchant named Crochet is astounded by this find, and so happy that it will help his friends. They load it into the boat and head back to the market. There, the treasure is accounted for and placed safely. Of course, the happy little pup having requested the bones. stay and come back with her to the island that she lives on. They then present to go to the market, for Crochet had said, "You have wealth now, happy little pup, and treasures that are more than what wealth can be. Would you do anything with this and perhaps enhance your adventures further?" "A hat," she says. "I wish for a hat. A great pirate hat with paw and crossbones to keep the sun out and to make a fine figure upon Lamp's back as we sail." So a hat they found, a fine brown hat with a blue paw print and beige bones on it, and a nice teal bandana to help it stay on and fitted. She goes and shows Lamp this hat. "A fine hat, that is," says Lamp. And the happy little pup, considering her friend, asks, "You know, I will be getting bigger soon. And I know that when I am on your back, you cannot swim as you would truly wish. Perhaps I should get a boat of my own, that I could sail alongside you and you could explore, and so our adventures would become even greater as we can explore farther and deeper than before." Lamp agrees that this is indeed a fine idea. Going back to Crochet, the happy little pup inquires, "Where might I find a boat?" And so Crochet, wanting the best for the happy little pup and her friend, takes her to a ship seller. There are many fine ships there, small ones, big ones, with a few sails to many sails. And the happy little pup decides, "Well, I like the look of that one. The one with a large center mast with 2 sails, 2 other masts, smaller sails. For surely this would help them harness the wind to their adventurous needs." An interesting, and though not important to this story, is that Crochet had an injury in his past that left him in the use that he found of having a hook. It helped him aid in his daily tasks and fit the general atmosphere of where they lived. And so that is how the hook comes into this story. And now you see how this story came to be, of friendship. Unlikely, though for the happy little pup, not so unlikely, for she is so happy to see any and all. And from here their adventures will grow as they take sail with the happy little pup and her fine new boat, which, by the way, she asked the crab if they would like to come along on the adventures. And the crab named Journal said, "Yes, indeed I would enjoy a fine adventure." And so Journal and the happy little pup will be able to steer their ship. They make their way out onto the sea with Lamp swimming alongside, and they explore different areas. And because of this, their new mobility, they can easily bring Crab named Journal back to his cave as he sees fit, and Lamp can go where Lamp needs to go to rest. And though, yes, they can stay on the ship overnight, often they will come back to sleep on the happy little pup's island. I see you finished your water. Perfect timing, for the tale is done for now. Come back later, and we shall see what else there is to tell.